So welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I'll be telling you the 7 backend keyword, how it really works in terms of indexing, or we'll call it metadata. Amazon metadata means the information Amazon use to rank your book on the Amazon website. Remember, the KDP backend is this. This is what we call the KDP backend. This is where all the decisions about your book are made. The beauty of your books, the write-up about your books, the title, the subtitles, the categories, the series page, the authors, and all that stuff. This is where it's made, and it's being shown in this place, which is the major platform of Amazon, which is Amazon.com, which is the United States. There's the Amazon for Japan, there's Amazon for French, for Spanish, and all the rest that we can think of. But right now, we're talking about how do the 7 back-end keyword, how does it work? That's the big question. Now, we all know that the title is a very key stuff when it comes to writing for your book, because through the title, when you search for anything children books for boys, definitely something will come up trying to tell you, yes, we are able to read through the title, and we got something called cookbooks. If you decide to say storybooks for boys, you come here and put storybooks for boys. Okay, let's say for boys. Is it that everything that will come here is going to contain the storybook for boys, or there will be something different when we search for that? I don't know. It's supposed to be storybook for boys, but it's giving me this. Okay, let's just put storybook for boys and see if it changes. All right, now you can see we have lots and lots. The reason why this came up, is it because story for boys was part of this write-up, or here we have stories for brilliant boys? What if it does not contain story for boys? Will it come up? So we are going to scroll down and see if there's anything out of story for boys. You can see all these amazing boys. We have the next one, short story for young. You can see over here we have inspirational sports stories for young, but we said we always searched for was what? Story for what? For boys. That means this keyword only has this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. But when it comes down here, we don't have that. Then if we go down, we have Bible stories for boys. Then the word Bible made it pop up here. So if this is a Bible story for boys, I can decide to write love stories or Bible story for boys about love. That means I'll form my own keyword from this. Now, if you still move down here, you can see we have inspiration story. What about this that don't have that exact word called story for boys? How did it work? It was because of the back-end keyword that was used in this. And that is why we'll be talking about how do the 7 back-end keyword really works. First of all, if we want to talk about story for boys, let's use that as a case study. You write story for boys or story for boys, and someone, and you put something like this. Yes, that means what this really stands for when it comes to Amazon. It means let this be the exact search. So anybody who writes story for boys, let it just look like this. You get. So for example, now you write boys stories, guess, or in fact you just write boys guess stories for kids. What Amazon will do is, since there is no there is no quotation mark on this, Amazon is going to use different kind of variations. And one of the variation is going to do is it's going to try to use this to form a sentence, which means it's going to be something like stories. It's going to form something like stories for kid girls, stories for kid boys. It's going to still form another variation, story for kids, boy and girl. That is how the variation is going to keep on writing, because it's trying to form more and more. That is how beautiful. That is why you're advised to always fill in the 50 characters that are needed here. Don't put any symbol and some stuff, though you can use this symbol called hand. Yes, because the dashboard is going to read this. Amazon algorithm is going to read this as and we're good to go. So we have boy stories for girls, story for boys, kids. Another one we can get from here is kids stories. Yes, we have something like kids stories for boys. Another one, kids stories for girls. So that is why it's beautiful to find a way. So don't be scared if Amazon is going to Amazon is going to find a way to create a variation. Yes. But when it comes to filling the backend keyword, something is very important. Something is very, very important. Very, very important. And that is the first three board, or the first three space should be your exact keyword you're targeting. It should just be that short phrase. That short phrase. So if the story for your book talks about stories, it can be stories for, you have something for story for story for boys. The next one might be story for girls. Then the third one might be story for young mind. Now, this is the three word you are targeting. Then over here, you can now decide to write bed, stories, kids, boys. Or you can say bed stories for kids, boys, girls, men, women. You can come here and say short stories, inspiration, men, black. So over here now is going to find a way to what? Create a variations from what you've provided. Form a sentences. But this first three is advisable. You have a very powerful write-up for it. Some people can decide to now put something like stuff like this. That means you should just use this exact search. Your book, anyone who use this exact search, story for boys, story for girls. But there is one trick over here now. For example, now I come straight to this place. And not this place. This is my YouTube channel. I say a lot about Amazon KDP, and I believe this will be helpful to a lot of us. So back to where we came from, which is the Amazon. So that means if I come in and write story for boys, watch what will happen. How do we know what other people are searching? Let's say we write story for boy, and we just put a space. I always say this in almost all my video, so that you can have other searches that comes. You can see we have story for boys. Who dare to be different? No, we can't use this. We just want to see. Now you can see we have something like adventure story for boys by their age. So instead of 5 to 8, you can decide to say from 2 to 10. That means your book is going to come up. Let's see if there's anything of this kind of search. You can see we have nothing. Or if there's anything related, you can see we having, okay, there is nothing at that same. So if I want to write now, I'm going to start preparing my storybooks around storybooks from 2 to 10. But I want to check other factors like the BSR, the bestseller rank, and see if this book is doing well. I want to as well come here and check the total search result. You can say the result is 10,000. For me to beat this, I must be very, very, very creative. Yes, I must be very, very creative. I might decide to add some other words that go with story behind this. I might say, instead of saying bedtime stories, I might decide to say morning stories. Morning story for boys. That means stories you can tell your son early in the morning, so that when your son comes, everyone will be seeing his bedtime story. You can say midnight story. You can say before you go to bed stories, so that it tries to trick the back end. When I mean the back end, the Amazon algorithm, so that your book can come up. I believe you now understand how to get this. So from here you can get a lot of ideas. Not here. You can get a lot of ideas from this place. So yes. So when we say story for boys, all you have to do is just write. You can see if you write boys stories. Let's see what happened for kids. Now we've tried to change that variation. Let's see which book will come up. You can see we still have this thing, story for boys, who dare to be different, captivating story for curious kids, and some stuff. We still have for curious kids, unbelievable things. They're trying to. So if you want to get your own, you're going to check the demography. You're going to check the gender of all these people. We have male, we have female, we have men, women, we have blacks, we have seniors. Senior are people who are of good age, like from the 60, 70, if I could add 50 to it as well. We have the young adult, we have the teen, we have the toddlers, we have babies, we have kids, we have single mom, we have couples. So all these are various things you can add to your 7 backend keyword, so that anyone who is searching for stories might want to search, or stories for birthday, stories for celebration. You can keep on adding all this to your backend keyword, so that you can have the best. One good thing about this is giving this a try. Give it a try and see which one really works for you. Don't just fold your hand and say nothing is working for me. So that is just the trick about putting the backend keyword. I'm trying to tell you how this stuff works behind the scene. Yes, so I generate some kind of range of keywords trying to maneuver what you provided, and I told you about this stuff and this stuff and all this stuff. So one thing I know is everyone can earn. So I've been making videos almost literally today, and I already showed my dashboard. I said this month it has been so poor. This is my third account, and I have made some stuff. This account is totally focused on trend. Yes, when I talk about trend, I already made a video about trend in this channel. I said how to make money writing trend. I think it's here. You can see your $100 and you can see $100 not, but over here now I should have close related to £100. So that means it is very, very possible. All I said here. So if you want a full-time mentorship, you want to get access to Canva so that you can enjoy the benefit I share on Canva, because this is my Canva Pro. You can have any design of your choice. Then subscribe to my channel immediately. Just hit on the notification bell as well. Subscribe, then tell me, hey, I've done it. Drop it on the comment section if this video is helpful. Share to your friend. Like this video a million times as possible as you can. Then, so that when I make another video, you get informed about this. Or you can click my WhatsApp link anywhere and send me a message on WhatsApp, or better still, find a way I drop a comment and I will reply to you. So thanks for watching. I believe you are going to implement all I've said in this channel, and my channel has been focused on KDP. At least 90% of my content is all about KDP and some other related stuff. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.